If you've ever seen a premium all-inclusive cruise that looks like a bargain and thought, how bad can it be? This is exactly what happened to us. We checked in easily, then everything fell apart. No English menus, strange rules, endless waiting, and a moment that made us walk out of dinner entirely. Watch this before you book, because by the end, you'll know if this type of cruise is a hidden deal or a nightmare you don't really want to repeat. Alright, so after a very Dubai drive past all of the skyscrapers and famous landmarks, we arrived at the cruise ship terminal. On this cruise, we're taking our nephew Oscar on his very first solo cruise with his uncles, and he's already very excited. Now, check-in itself, honestly, it was ridiculously easy, like suspiciously easy. No lines, no chaos, no shouting. The terminal was basically empty, which immediately made us feel like we'd arrived at the wrong part. But things even got weirder. As soon as we arrived at the actual check-in desk, a sign was thrust in front of us. Apparently, if you want to board early, you have to pay $40 per person, unless you book something called a VIP tariff. Simple, right? Except we had no idea if we had that. We checked our paperwork, the staff checked their screens. Eventually, we discovered that yes, we did have the VIP thingy. What that actually does include? Well, we're not entirely sure, but we didn't have to pay the $40, so we took that as a win, right? So what are we actually boarding today? Well, it's a German cruise line, and the ship's called the Mein Schiff 4. She carries around 2,400 guests, and she was built in 2016. Now, this cruise line, TUI Cruises, is a joint venture between TUI and Royal Caribbean, so it might feel a little bit familiar. Now, the big selling point is that it's marketed as a premium inclusive cruise line. A lot of people compare Mein Schiff to the celebrity cruises. Relaxed, modern, grown up, and not about constant upselling or gimmicks. So let's see if Mein Schiff really lives up to that premium reputation, and of course see what Oscar makes of it all. Let's get on board. Oh, so we're on board the Mein Schiff 4 now. I don't know what to expect, guys, so we're going to have a look around. Wow, this looks a bit dated. It's very strange. I was expecting it to be a little bit more modern, because this ship's only 9 years old, but this stairway is very, very dated indeed. It looks quite yellow. And there's a strange smell. I can smell smoke, guys, like smoking. Very strange, but here's the elevator area. So these are the lifts on board. Let's see where everything is. Yep, it's all in German, as expected. We expected that, though. That isn't a surprise.
So obviously, guys, we know it's a German cruise line. When we booked this, we were very well aware that everything is going to be in German. So all the signage, all the announcements, all the entertainment, everything. Now, there has been a couple of bits of English, mainly just some of the more important stuff is in English, but everything else is in German, which we totally understand. We get that. And it's going to be a new experience for us.
Ooh, so as we've walked up another set of stairs, we've noticed a screen. Shall we see if this has an English mode to see what's on the ship? There's also an app as well called the TUI Mein Schiff app. We'll need to download that as well and take a look to see what's on there, but let's have a look what's on this screen. So it's like the normal cruise screen. I think this is the program, deck map maybe. We've obviously got a map of where we are down here, but I can't see anywhere to change it into an English mode. Let's have a look. No. So it is all in German, which obviously we knew it was going to be. One of these might be language, I'm not sure. Information, maybe not. But what I have spotted just next to it, look at this, and this is very cool. A water dispensing machine, which is great to see on a cruise. And it's actually in English. Water dispenser, use clean glasses. So that's great. So we're going to be able to fill our water bottles during the cruise. But anyway, let's head up the stairs through this very retro-looking cruise ship. It's very unusual. It is very weird. You've got these pictures on the wall that are like bubbles and they go from deck to deck, but they do look very retro pictures, so I think that's on purpose. But yeah, we're on deck 8, so this is our deck now, and it's called Muschel, which I think stands for maybe seashell or something like that. Very cool. Look at that. So we've got the bug and the heck, which I'm guessing is forward and aft. Love that bug. But yeah, Muschel. Let's have a look. Ooh, look at this. It's quite dark, but yeah, it looks like any normal cruise, really. You've got lots of wood down the side. It's all veneer, so it looks a bit cheap, I've got to say. Now, I think I can see our cabin is at the very, very end, so at the very front of the ship. So we're going to get some really cool views, which we're really looking forward to. Now, you can hear some music, a bit Christmassy because this is a Christmas cruise. It's the week before Christmas. We're taking our nephew Oscar, like we said, on his first solo trip away from his parents, and he is so excited. So shall we let him show you around the cabin? Let's go and have a look at it, shall we?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, this place looks amazing, doesn't it, David?
This is massive. This is a huge room. So we've got a family cabin here on the ship and...
Absolutely crazy, it's massive.
Oscar, do you want to do the tour?
As soon as you walk in, you can see a nice couch here. And then this couch here actually turns into a bed.
It does, yeah.
Which is nice. And you've got a little table here, which you can maybe have like a snack, some snackage on the evening, like maybe some room service, which is good.
It's a bit
massive
strange.
and weird, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's really weird.
The table looks strangely out of proportion to the size of the chair. I feel like I'm at a children's table.
But with a giant chair.
Yeah? Or like something from Lord of the Rings or a Hobbit. But yeah, and then you've got a TV in this little living space as
you've
well.
got and it comes with a PS4, which is like amazing as well. Which is
Does it? Where's that?
Where's the PS4?
That's all. You've got some German books as
here
well.
is a controller, which is really nice. And right under here, if you look, you've got a PS4, and then it comes with 2 free games, pinball and FIFA 15. Oh yeah, so which is nice. It comes with multiple curtains, which are like nice for like if you want some privacy. You come into the bathroom, then you have got your sink, you get 2 glasses, then you've got a nice little drawer, then you've got a towel.
Do you want to do the towel test, Oscar?
They're quite rough, yeah. Not the greatest towel, but not the worst either. Let's do the smelling test, shall we? So first, we have the shampoo. Ooh, smells quite nice actually. Then we have some conditioner, very nice.
So yeah, the room is massive, and if you haven't guessed, we're at the very front of the ship, and we're basically one half of the view at the front, so above the bridge, which means that we have these 2 huge windows out of the front, which is pretty cool. So a forward-facing cabin, we can see right over the bow, some fantastic views. We do have to keep the curtains closed on a night though, to not disturb El Capitan or Das Captain, who will be driving the ship. Oh, he's back to continue the tour. You ready? So this is
Also,
our wardrobe.
There's lots of storage, so yeah, 3 nice drawers, then you've got a safe. So you can put like your passports and stuff in there, which is quite nice. You
And some
get
slippers.
2 free gowns and 2 pairs of free slippers.
We've got 3 pairs of slippers, Os. They might be a little big
Oh,
for
yeah.
you though, one of them.
Yeah, a little big for me.
So this isn't the only wardrobe space, because if you come around this side,
You've got another one. Not 1 drawer, but 4. Then you've got lots of complimentary travels, so you don't have to go downstairs, which is nice.
and
Then
this is
you've
where
got
you're sleeping, isn't it, Oscar?
loads of hangers.
Because look, there's lots of space in there.
Lots of space in here, so...
How many does it fit,
Bye,
Oscar?
guys!
Night, Oscar. Oh,
He's like
peace
Harry
and quiet,
Potter.
David. Peace and quiet. So do you want to give a bed test, Oscar? What's the bed like? Now, it's got 2 duvets on there, which is very much a European
Yeah.
thing, because people don't like to share blankets, which I'm all in with. I think it's a good idea.
You ready, guys?
Whoa, how is it?
Oh, very comfortable, guys.
It looks quite hard. Is it a hard mattress?
It is a quite hard mattress if you like your hard mattresses. Then you try some pillows.
Only 1 pillow, though. That's a bit weird,
Yeah,
isn't it?
1 pillow, which isn't very good. And this pillow's got a stain on it.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it does.
no, that's not good.
That's not good.
That is not a good sign, is it, guys?
Do you want to show us your bed area, Oscar? Because that is
Then-
pretty cool, right?
We turn around to my bedroom.
And you've got another wardrobe there as well. It's a big one.
This is my wardrobe, guys. So I have got, quite creaky, so I have got a nice place to hang. Then we've got the bed, so the first one, bed test. It's the same mattress, so it doesn't feel any different, guys.
Nice and firm again.
Yeah, nice and firm mattress.
Some cool bedding. You've got some pirate bedding.
Yeah, I got some like pirate bedding. Let's see what it says. It's German, can't read it. Then we got up to the second bed.
You've got storage at the bottom of each bed as
Yeah,
well as
so
a light.
you've got like a storage if you want to put some like snacks in there, like have some midnight snacks. Second bed,
Which one are you going to be sleeping in, the top or the bottom bunk?
top one. You've got a little thing, so when you close it,
Bye, Oscar.
it gets really dark, which is good. Oh
Oh, yeah, you've got a robe in there for you.
I've got a robe in there. I just pop that in here. So when I wake up, pop a nice robe on, go have a shower. You know the drill.
Right, do you want to show us the last of the cabin, which is this big blank space and then a huge desk with a very strange
So it's
seat.
very weird. So there's just this massive blank space, which you literally could have put like This could have been like a table maybe, or even a sofa, yeah, because there's like a TV right here. Kind of where it's on the TV, because like this chair, I mean, it's not the comfiest chair of all time, it's pretty comfy though. And this is the other area that we have. So this is the room service.
Oh, someone's coloured it.
Somebody's coloured it in.
Someone's coloured in, yeah.
But it's not included, so it's an all an extra charge. What are these? Energy crystals. I must be reading that wrong. No, they're actually energy crystals.
Engelstein Empeldunk.
Yeah, something like that.
And it comes with a coffee machine as well.
And I think we get 1 pod each per day. Then if we use any more, we've got to pay an extra €1. It's a bit cheap, isn't it, guys? Now, all I can say is if IKEA made cruise cabins, this would be it. Yeah, it's a strange one. It's it's nice. It's nice and big, which I really appreciate, but it is quite odd. The 2 TVs obviously all in German language as well. But yeah, it's a nice, spacious cabin. I really can't complain about it. It's going to be a nice base to have for the rest of this cruise. All of the sockets around are European sockets, so make sure you bring an adapter if you're planning to cruise on Mein Schief. Yeah, quite a nice cabin. Very, very strange, very different, very European, not what we used to, and I'm here for it. Yeah, lots of weird extra charges because this cruise wasn't cheap. I'll let you know how much later on, but it's strange. Things like the room service are like a la carte prices that you would see at a restaurant, and things like the coffee. Now, I have to say, so far, a little bit disappointed. We were sort of sold this as the German celebrity cruise line, so that's sort of higher level. So far, it has nothing on celebrity, but we'll see throughout the episode exactly what it's going to be like. We'll give you our full, honest, unbiased opinions as always. We're going to have fun on the way. It doesn't matter if it isn't everything we imagined. We're here with our nephew and all that. That's all that really matters. And you guys as well, so thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Right, let's do some unpacking and get our cabin ready. It is massive. It's just so much room in here. It's crazy. So we came downstairs. Oscar, what did you think about that cabin?
So yeah, I really liked the cabin. It's a lovely cabin.
And you've already had a change of clothes, haven't you? Because you've got stains all over your t-shirt from David, who gave you some chocolate, so we've had to get you changed.
So I had a little snacky snack, and then there was some chocolate sauce, but David was getting a knife for me, dropped the knife on the plate, splashed chocolate sauce all over me.
Oh, so he's had a change.
So I just had a change, yeah.
Right, should we go check out the ship and see what it's all about and see what all of the areas are like?
Let's go, guys.
So we're going to check out deck number 3 first. Oh, sorry, deck number 4 first of all. Now, I have to say, first impressions is I feel like an absolute alien on this cruise ship. Every time we open our mouths and English comes out, people look at us like we are 2-headed horses. They really do, which is quite funny, guys. Obviously, I think we're definitely going to be the minority on this cruise, and we're fully aware of it. Now, we're just coming into some kind of lounge, which is very strange. So yeah, this is the middle of the ship by the looks of it. So this is deck number 3. Oh, and it's like a living room situation. So you've got a TV there. Now, one thing I am noticing is that all of this is fake. So this is just pieces of cardboard, which looks a little bit cheap, I have to say. Do you know what, guys? It looks a little bit like a ferry to me, but what's cool is that they've got a really big cruise ship over here, so a model of the ship, which is absolutely awesome. Just look at the size of that thing. It's absolutely massive. It's a very detailed ship. 1:30, so it's 30th of the size, which is absolutely massive when you think about it, guys. And it goes all the way around. On the other side, we've got a lounge. Just look a bit like a ferry, I've got to say. It's not what I expected. It's very IKEA-y, like the bedroom. And on the other side, there's a tattoo studio, which is very cool. We've only seen this on Virgin Voyages before, so I might have to go and get a cheeky tattoo at some point. I meant to do it on Virgin Voyages, but we didn't have the time, so I'm going to go check out the artist to see if they're any good. There's also a little playroom next door as well with like arcade games for the kids, which is fabulous. But let's move along. But yeah, this really isn't what I was expecting, guys. It's very different. I was expecting a little bit more luxury, I've got to say, but it feels a lot more ferry. Very unusual, very different to what we're used to, which is why we're doing this. So this is the whole point of it, isn't it? But yeah, not what I expected at all. This whole area looks like a 1990s shopping centre or mall, which is very strange indeed. Wow, it is really busy in here, guys. My gosh, it looks like it's the middle of the ship. Now, this looks more like what I would expect from a ship. I know it sounds stupid to say, but everywhere else so far has been a little bit unusual. You've got some seating areas, you've got a really busy bar with the little smile logo from TUI just there, and then you've got a centre area as well, which looks like it's over a few different decks. I think this in front of us might be the shore excursion desk. It says Landefluge, maybe because there's a tour bus thing there where you can book some shore excursions. We need to book some for definite. But yeah, this area is absolutely rammed. It is so busy. You've got a nice Christmas tree, which is lovely to see though, because a lot of the cruises we've done recently at Christmas didn't have Christmas trees up, Got some very strange artwork dangling down from the roof there. And then I can see to the deck below and then the decks above as well, which is really cool. I am absolutely shocked at how busy it is in there. There isn't a free seat, basically. It's crazy. So Germans definitely like their bar time, which is good with us. But yeah, at the back of the ship on this deck, we've got the Atlantic Mediterranean. Now, I'm sure I read up that this is one of the main dining rooms. I think there's 2 main dining rooms, one on this floor, which is split into Atlantic and Mediterranean, then one below as well. But it looks like any standard main dining room. Now, I'm really looking forward to trying the food later on as well, because I do love German food. We did the Christmas markets a few years ago. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. All of the food was super yummy. But this looks basically like your standard main dining room, really big, lots of different types of seats. I see seats for 4, for 6, for 2, which looks good. It's a very large dining room. Oh, there's actually people in here, so maybe it's open for lunch today as well. So not sure what time it's open or how it works. We haven't done that much research, so I don't know if you just turn up or you have to go at a certain time. So we need to check with somebody what we're actually supposed to do, because we are totally newbies at this. We have no idea how things work on Mein Schiff, so we're going to find out together. Now, I have to say, I've said it again, everybody is looking at us like we are absolutely crazy guys. I feel so out of place. I don't think I've ever felt so out of place in a cruise ship. And again, that's totally down to us, because we booked this purposely. We know it's a German cruise line, like David said. We know everything's in German. That is absolutely not an issue. But yeah, it's very strange nevertheless. I do feel a little bit embarrassed doing this as normal, but this is cool. Fabulous, Oscar. So what are you thinking about the ship so far compared to all of the other ones you've done?
I like the ship. It's really weird.
So that's deck 4. Let's have a quick look down at deck 3, because it does look like there is something down there, like a little seating area and something like that. So let's head down to deck 3 and see what is down here, shall we? Yeah, it's a little bit strange. There is no sort of central atrium area. That's one thing that we're getting a bit confused about. It's really hard for us to gauge the layout of the ship, and everywhere kind of looks the same. Like, all the colours are very similar, very like browns, pales with a little bit of blue splashed in there, and ooh, got a nice big Christmas tree. Ooh, got a nice big gingerbread house. We are sailing at Christmas. And there's all like little bits of, I wonder if you can just grab these little sort of like biscuits and things. That's cute. It's very Christmassy. I'm glad about that. We've got a huge Christmas tree as well in the middle. So this is like the centre of the ship. Got a massive Christmas tree. And then we've also got, looks like guest services, reception, and a juice bar, which I'm suspecting are all extra charge. So about, what, €4 for a juice? Not too bad. But this is like a little small area at the bottom underneath where the bar was upstairs. So yeah, a little bit of a smaller area down there. Quite busy at the moment. Guest services. It is boarding day, so people are sorting out all the issues they're having on the first day. Overall, it feels a little bit one tone. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, everywhere feels the same colours, like I mentioned, the same vibe. And it does feel a little bit cold. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Everything just sort of feels quite cold. No one's really said hello to us yet. There hasn't been any sort of like big warm welcome. It's just sort of getting on board and off we go.
Ooh, and in this little corner as well, you've got some real books. Me and Oscar are just on the rocking chairs. Oscar's rocking out of this world by the looks of it. I think he might wear down that chair a little bit. But yeah, this area is, yeah, it's really small compared to other cruise lines. Now, I don't know if this is the main atrium. It's the second type of atrium we've seen. It really reminds me of Marella cruise ships. Now, they're the sort of UK version of this, which we did a few years ago, and they aren't the nicest ships. They're sort of not the most luxurious ships. They're quite basic, but they do what they do, and this feels a lot like this. It definitely doesn't feel like Royal Caribbean or Celebrity at all. It feels like much more of a budget cruise line, which, like I said, I'm surprised about, because I thought it was going to be a more premium thing. Now, you've got these weird little things again all around the ship. Do you know how I was talking about these little wooden statues earlier on? The very strange artwork. It is odd. Yeah, so that's deck 3. Now, what's really strange is that we just went to the juice, coffee and tea shop. Oscar really wanted a cup of tea. He's definitely into his English tea era at the moment. We were going to grab a coffee, but they don't serve tea there, which is really odd, because they've got a big old tea display at the very front with all of the different types of teas. That's one thing that we're noticing. Lots of very strange rules just by the reception area as well, which is the guest services. It also states that if you lose your key card, you're going to get charged something for the loss of it. We haven't seen that before, so if you accidentally lose it, you will have to pay for another one. on. And things like the cabin, which we saw earlier on, the coffee pods, if you use more than one per day per person, you're going to get charged for them. And there was a strict warning there as well about the cruise towels as well. So if you don't use your cruise towel card, which is located in your cabin, to exchange the towels, you'll get charged for them as well. So it does feel very rule heavy compared to some other cruise lines.
Just behind me at the front there is the theatre, which we can't get into at the moment. But there is quite a lot of rules as you're going in there, saying no drinks are allowed in there on a night. But it's all roped off, and there is entertainment on here. We're going to hopefully go and see a few, but a lot of it is obviously going to be in German, so it won't be for us. Now we're walking along the deck. We've got a casino and lounge. Let's just have a look. It's really quiet. I won't go in there though because we are filming, and it looks like a smoking room as well. From the looks of it, it's got like cigars and things on display. Very nice. This deck's very quiet compared to the other decks, so I'm guessing most of the stuff is on the lower decks. Obviously the casino's not open at the moment because we are still docked. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I did do German in school, so this is a little bit of a crash course again for me. It has been about 20 odd years, and this looks like a nightclub maybe? Let me just have a look in. I don't think it's open, it's not set up. Yeah, it's like a nightclub in here. Okay, a little bit of the discotheque. I don't know how late we'll be staying up with Oscar, but he does like to have a little bit of a boogie. So we'll see if we end up going there for a little bit of a dance.
Can also see down to that deck below with the weird living room situation. Now, also on this deck, I think you've got more shops. So we're going to see lots more shops. This might be the more high-end ones. You've got things like watches, perfumes, all of the standard stuff that you get on any cruise line, really. You've got makeup, lots and lots of perfume, lots and lots of jewellery as well. Then you've got a little area where you can come and book your cruise again. And then I think a little area where you can buy your photos and iris pictures. And you can make little models of yourself as well. So little doppelgangers, which is very unusual indeed. And I think this is going to take us now into the main centre of the ship. Now this deck weirdly looks a little bit more modern with the greys and the lighting and stuff. It feels very different to the deck below, which is odd. The ship design is very strange. And I'm finding that you have to go up and down to decks to get to other decks. So it's not my favourite in terms of ship design so far. It does feel a little bit scattered around and not sort of cohesive like some of the cruise lines, but we'll see as we make our way around. So we've got a little food area on one side. It looks like a quick service area maybe. Quite busy again, guys. So this is just off that main HM area. Should go have a look at what food they've got. So yeah, I found out this is a quick service place called Day and Night, and it serves bites throughout the day for breakfast and for lunch. Now I have to say, the food there, it's the first food we've seen on board, doesn't look too great. It really isn't what I expected. It doesn't look too premium. The pizza looks really bad. They had a little British area as well, which is very strange. Thank you so much for that. And they had a little thing called Yorkshire puddings, which is one of our favourites in the UK, and oh my gosh, it looked horrendous. I don't know what that was. It was not a Yorkshire pudding. I am fuming. They're doing the British an injustice because those Yorkshire puddings are horrendously bad. Very busy in there as well. I think you can get made to order burgers and things in there too, which is great. There's a little outdoor seating area just off the side, but yeah, a little bit disappointing, guys. There's also a drink station, so all of your soft drinks and things are included. So they have like a Coca-Cola machine with several types of Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, sparkling and still water, as well as a machine where you can help yourself to beer and wine, which is very unusual. So that's all included too, so that's a real good plus point. Lots of people washing their hands when they go in and stuff, which is very, very appreciated. There's one thing about the ship I've noticed so far is that it's immaculately clean. It is so clean on board. Every single surface is sparkling. So the Germans really do take their hygiene very seriously, which we definitely like to see. Everybody's doing the hand sanitizer before going in. There's stations everywhere, but that's good to see. On the opposite side, we've got a specialty restaurant now. This is the Asian on board called Hanami by Tim Rao. So we're going to be checking that out as well because we booked a package with 3 specialty meals. So you can get to try all of the food on board, both the free stuff and the extra charge stuff. Now those 3 meals came as a package for €100, so about $100 each, which personally I think is really reasonable. $33 per meal, which is pretty good value for money in my opinion. But yeah, let's continue and see what else we've got on this deck, shall we? Crazy. I still don't know what those hanging people are in the atrium. It's very strange indeed. They've got umbrellas, like they're going to leap off the top of the deck. Is that a sign for things not being too great on this cruise ship? Well, I don't know. We'll find out together. Again, is very reminiscent of what I would like to call a ferry. So we've done a few ferry travels lately, and this is kind of what it looks like. It's, my gosh, thousands of seats. You've got rows of seats. This maybe is an entertainment venue. There's a bar over there, which looks closed at the moment, but there is a stage area. So I guess you're going to get maybe live music here. Lots of seats. And then in the middle here, you're looking down towards another atrium area. So that's the main dining rooms down there. So you can see them down there. Right, I need to go look for David and Oscar now because Oscar's getting a little bit bored of our mini ship tour here, so David's went to keep him occupied. Now we're heading towards the back of the ship. I can't remember what deck we're on, guys. I just cannot remember, but this looks very fancy. I think we're walking into some type of lounge area. Should we go take a look? But yeah, this is a really big lounge. Again, looks terribly dated. I can't believe how dated it is in here. The ship design's very confused for me. One area is very modern and very cool, and the next area is very sort of old style. Oh, so this section's called Gross Freight. Gosh knows what that means, and I can see some signs on the wall. So I think several of the specialty restaurants are here down at the very back of the ship. But again, a complete change in how it looks and feels. It feels, again, very modern, very fresh, very cool. Sort of what I would have expected. So yeah, it's quite disjointed. One of the strangest cruise ships I've been on so far. But yeah, I think you've got a bar in the middle. Oh yeah, you do. It's called the Diamant Bar, maybe the Diamond Bar. Then on one side, you've got the specialty restaurant, the Italian specialty restaurant. And then on the other, the Surf and Turf Steakhouse as well. We're going to be trying both of these. Then there's kind of a lounge area in the middle. Yeah, that's definitely a champagne type bar in the middle there. I can see lots of fancy champagnes and some great Christmas displays as well. We've got another one of the gingerbreads, cookies as well, all around the ship, which is a very nice little thought. And then this really cool area at the back. Let's go have a look at what this is all about. This is impressive. It's kind of like a conservatory at the back of the ship with huge windows all around and some nice fancy stairs. Down here, we've got what looks like a fish bar, which I think is an extra pay venue. Then you've got like a coffee shop and a little chocolate shop as well, serving things. I think it's called the Cafe Lounge. But yeah, this is very nice down here. Again, very modern and very much what I would have expected, and a lot more like celebrity. So this is exactly what we expected when we came on this ship. It's just a shame that the entire ship isn't like this. But yeah, it's very lovely indeed. It's a nice area to come and chill at the wake of the ship, so the very back. Very nice indeed. Now, what's incredibly odd, and another one of those strange rules, is that I've been told the bars here at the back of the ship aren't included in that premium all-inclusive package, where you normally get things like all of your alcoholic drinks and your soft drinks and coffees and teas. They're not included here at the back, which is very strange because it's definitely the nicest area of the ship. And I think they probably know that. So that is very odd indeed. And that explains why this area is completely dead compared to all of the other areas of the cruise ship, which are very busy indeed. I don't think I've seen that on any other cruise ship we've ever been on. Certain bars not being included, like certain public bars not being included in the drinks package. Feels a little bit cheap to me. It's a different cruise line, isn't it? Maybe that's how they do things in Germany compared to how we do it in the UK and then North America. I'm not sure. Let us know. Is that normal? Guys, that things like that wouldn't be included on a cruise ship where they are on other cruise ships. Like we said, it's all new to us, so we just don't know.
So, what are we thinking of the cruise so far, Oscar?
I like it. It's really different and really weird.
Yeah.
Like, there's no really main atrium, because on every other cruise that I've went on, the main atrium is like, it's free fall, which it still is, but there's normally like a bunch of restaurants. What do you think, David?
It's a little bit weird layout. We took us a while to find the bit at the back, and that's a really nice area, but it's really quiet because, as Ben mentioned, it's all extra charge in there. And that area feels really modern and lovely, but then this area feels really old-fashioned. Like, it looks a lot older, I think, than the ship actually is. I was really surprised when I heard when it was built. I thought it was built a lot earlier, but it's just the styling and things all feel a little bit less premium than I thought it was going to be. I imagined Celebrity in my head. The last cruise ship we went on was Celebrity, one of their newest ships. So in my head, I had like Celebrity Apex, Celebrity Beyond, whereas this is very different to that. It feels to me like they've purposely made these areas less nice than the paid areas, because that's where you want to be. You want to be at the back of the ship, having a nice coffee, looking out at the wake, but it's all an extra charge. Instead, the only place you can get coffee is inside the ship, where it's super busy and it's not as nice. So far, with this ship alone, a little bit disappointed, because in my head, what we've been told is, oh, it's the German version of Celebrity, and it's really not. The ship itself, not loving it, but let's hopefully see if the food and everything else makes up for it, because we've heard good things about that as well.
I do have my hopes up for the food, so I'm really excited for it because the ship food has been getting very good reviews, and I'm getting my hopes up for that. We're gonna go try the buffet out, so let's go see how that is, guys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, I haven't mentioned it yet, but this is actually a 7-night Middle East cruise. Return from Dubai. Now, our nephew lives in Dubai. That's why we're often here, because he lives in there with my brother, which is really nice to come over and see them. But it's a 7-night cruise. It's going to stop at Kasab, Muscat, both in Oman, and then Abu Dhabi back in the United Emirates. So yeah, most of the footage we're going to take from those shore excursions are going to be on our Patreon. So it's a good time to shout out our patrons. They help us to pay for cruises like this so we can create really honest and entertaining content. In return, you get things like extra episodes that nobody else gets to see, ad-free and early access to our videos, as well as a monthly video chat and much more. You can check out about becoming a patron in the description section below. Thank you so much. But yeah, all of those episodes, we hope you enjoy them. So the buffet is on deck number 12. Let's go check it out, shall we? Lots of bread from what I'm seeing, guys. There's bread everywhere on the first few stations. There's about 57 different types of bread, which is pretty cool. I think they've got like a sandwich making station as well. They're quite busy here today, so you've got to sort of wiggle your way in and out. I'm finding it a little bit like those MSC cruises where people are pushing and shoving a little bit, but that's just a European way, I think. Desserts look a bit pathetic, to be honest. I hope they have some more than that. You've got a few gelatini looking cakes and some weird liquidy stuff just coming around. We've got some fruits. The fruit looks very good, and then we've got a little section here in the middle. The food's looking very dry, I have to say. Lots of stews and things like that, but it looks very dry and kind of like it's been there for a while. One thing that does look very good though is the gelato station. That looks blooming lovely, and that's included as well, so definitely going to be trying some of that out. Cheese stations with lots of strange looking cheese, so David will be very happy. And look at that, more bread. You've got more bread in the middle, which is awesome. We do like some good bread, so we're going to be on a bread tasting tour, I think, on this cruise. You've also got a salad station as well, which looks like the same as any other ship, and then kind of an Asian section, which looks very sad indeed. Oh gosh, guys, some of the food looks a little bit questionable at best. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Like I said, I love German food, love European food. Some of it looks great, some of it looks really bad. Some of the salads look a little bit questionable as well. I can't really see anything sort of to put a meal together. It's kind of just lots of stews and things like that. Some of the meats look a little bit like they've had better days. I hope they had a good life, because in the afterlife of Meat World, they don't look too great. Like the chicken looks a little bit small, to say the least. A few more dessert stations, a few more things with continental meats and fishes. What we would expect, really. But yeah, quite busy. I'm going to grab some food and let's see what it actually tastes like, because hopefully all of the stuff that look a little bit sad do taste very good, because it's not all about how it looks, is it? It's about how it tastes. Now, there are drinks machines all around here as well. Like I said earlier on, you have the wine and beer dispensers, which are pretty damn cool. Now, what we are having a problem doing is finding a seat. There are no seats for 3 anywhere. There aren't any for 2, really, so it's very, very busy in here. Even though it doesn't appear that busy at the actual buffet, there are no seats. I think we're going to have to find one at the back, maybe. Oh, so Oscar's got his lunch. What do you think, Oscar?
Oh, so I'm just trying it now. I'm going to try a bit of the pork first, I think it is. Or lamb or something. See how it is, guys. Very good. It's got loads of flavour, which I love to see. Nice and meaty. It's got a little bit of fat, which is really nice with it. So yeah, love it. Next I'm going to try some potato. See how this is, guys. A little roasty. Quite good, but it needs a little bit of salt. I'm trying my pasta. It's got a nice mushroom sauce with it. It's really nice pasta. There's one complaint though. I think the mushroom sauce is a cold mushroom sauce. I would prefer it to be a hot mushroom sauce, because it's like room temperature.
So I finished my dinner. Sorry guys, we waited until the people next to us left, because there was a little bit like nosy neighbours that kept sort of looking over and staring at us while we were eating, and saying how many plates of food we had. So we felt a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. Anyway, my dinner, it wasn't great, to be honest. The pasta tasted like vinegar, and the mushroom stroganoff tasted like salt. So it was all just a bit not very good, if I'm being honest. Now, we did have some brown cheese. That is my favourite cheese from Norway. That was really tasty, but all the biscuits were weirdly broken. It's like somebody did it on purpose, like smashed all the biscuits, or it was just a box of leftover biscuits. I don't know if that's a German thing or somebody has just genuinely broken all the biscuits. But the cheese selection was good. The salady bits are quite good, but it's just not very varied. And there's just lots of like big bowls of like pastas and stuff like that. But my favourite thing was the potato salad. That was very delicious. I just didn't really care for anything else on there.
Yeah, what a selection, guys. Anyway, Anyway, I kind of stayed away from all of the stewy, weird-looking dry stuff, and I just stuck to like a sandwich. I got some quiche and some potato salad, and to be fair, it was all pretty good. The quiche was absolutely delicious. It was filled with chorizo, which was very lovely. The potato salad, you can't go wrong with that, and it was very good indeed. And my sandwich was lovely. The bread is very good. I'm going to have to make my way through all of the different types of breads. Now for dessert, I've went for a little bit of a smorgasbord. Got a little cherry black forest dessert thing, which wasn't very good, but what is good is the little cakes and the gelato ice cream. Very delicious. I went for the blueberry muffin and strawberry, and it is yummy McYum face. The plates that I had were very good. You've just got to choose what you pick, don't you? Because obviously we don't have the same palate as people from Germany. We have different food there, so this could be amazing for them. I'm not sure. So we've got to keep that in mind as well. But for us, it wasn't very good, the actual selection. Anyway, Oscar, I see you've got a plate full of desserts. What have you got?
I think it's a black forest with some cherries, and then this is like a little coconut cake, I think, a muffin and apple strudel. So I think I'm going to start with the muffin, guys. So it doesn't have much flavour. Next, I'm going to go in for the apple strudel. Let's see how this is, guys. I feel like I'm going to need a knife for this. There isn't enough apple in there for me, is what I would say. Next, I'm going to go for the black forest. It's not very good. It's quite dry, which I don't love. The actual like cake part, it's like really dry, which I don't love.
Oh, well, slap me with a sausage and call me a strudel, because I've just tried Oscar's strudel. My gosh, his desserts are dry as heck, guys. I think he was trying to say that during his little speech there, bless him. It is horrendously dry. If anybody can do apple strudel well, I would think it was the Germans or thereabouts, but that's not very good at all. A very disappointing start for the food, I have to say. I was expecting it to be a lot better and sort of higher quality. It's not the actual selection that's bad, it's the actual food quality itself. It's just not good, is it, Oscar?
The selection is great. There's loads of different things to try, but the actual food itself is not the greatest, if I'm being honest.
Should we go get a coffee or something?
Yeah, a nice cup of tea.
Nice cup of tea for you. It's been a while since you've had a cup of tea.
Yeah, I love my tea.
Right, Oscar, we've came to the Tui bar. What do you fancy?
So I fancy a nice cup of tea, so I think I'm just going to get breakfast English tea.
You can take England out of the child, but not the child out of England. It might be the other way around, actually. Just looking through the menu, it's quite good, actually. So most of the stuff is inclusive. So anything marked inclusive is actually included in the drinks package that everybody on board has. It's not an optional thing. It's kind of a premium all-inclusive package that everybody gets on board. I'm just flicking through the menu, and there's lots, including coffee and teas and things like that, which is good. But obviously, like earlier on when we went to that other part of the ship that was dead, it's still dead. It is rammed in here, guys. It is so busy. One thing I've noticed as well is that there isn't really any entertainment going on or anything. It's quite strange. There's no live music, no trivias, anything like that. We just walked past the theatre. There is a talk by the captain at the moment, who's doing a navigational talk. Obviously that's not for us because we can't understand it, which is completely fine. But yeah, not much else going on at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that and keep you updated. But we're going to put in an order, grab some nice tea, have a nice relaxing time here in the Tui bar. Yeah, let's do it.
I got myself a nice black coffee because I need waking up, because it's always tiring, isn't it, boarding day? Everyone's tired and exhausted, so I need something to perk me up for tonight. Look at Oscar with his cup of tea.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, Oscar.
So we're just going to head back to that little kids area here on deck number 4 just to see if there's something to do for Oscar, because he's a little bored, bless him, after his tea, hanging around with the adults all day. So we're going to have a look and see what's available for him. Now, obviously, there's going to be kids clubs on board, just like any other cruise ship, but it'll be in German, and all the other kids are German from what we saw, so let's go have a look. Again, the ship's very busy in all of the bars and things. They're packed out. Everybody's just playing games. Ooh, so I totally forgot to tell you what I wanted to tell you earlier on whilst we went for a coffee. Now, the smell issue. Here on Mein Chief, you're allowed to smoke on your balcony, so unfortunately we're smelling a lot of cigarette smoke. If you didn't know, guys, if you haven't watched for a while, I have a really sensitive sense of smell. It's just one of those things. I don't know why. Much stronger than David and Oscar, and I can really smell it everywhere we go. There's lots and lots of smoking areas outside as well, much more than you'll find on other cruise lines that we've been on, like Norwegian, Princess, Royal Caribbean, all those sorts of cruise lines, and they are packed with people smoking. Really packed, with hundreds of people out there having cigarettes and vapes and things. So if that bothers you, this might not be the cruise line for you. It is bothering me a little bit because I can smell it in all of the hallways and most of the ship, unfortunately, but it is something that's just to be aware of when you're cruising with Mein Chief. We don't want Oscar smelling in those fumes either, so we don't want to get him in all of the areas with lots of smoke. And on most other cruise lines, it's banned. I can't think of any other cruise line where you can smoke on your balcony because of issues that have happened in the past, sort of setting fire to the ship and stuff, because fire is one of the worst things for a cruise ship to happen. So I'm really surprised you are actually allowed to smoke on your balcony, because even lots of hotels and stuff don't allow it. So that is a bit surprising to me, and it really is quite noticeable. And it would be one thing that would stop me from cruising with this cruise line in the future again, because that's one thing I hate is cigarette smoke. Have no problem with people smoking at all. I don't judge you at all. It's just that I don't want to be around that. I want to choose where I want to be, which is fair enough, I think.
Well, I'm all ready, but these two are still getting ready. They're taking absolutely ages. So while they're still getting ready, I'm just having a look at what's going on around the ship. You get given this paper planner that gets put in your cabin every day, but it's all in German. You can, however, access everything in English through the app, which is what they told us to download it before we get on the ship. And I see why they told us to download it before we got on the ship, because the Wi-Fi is extremely slow. We get like 3 gigabytes included in our premium package, but it's basically unresponsive. Do you remember the days before Starlink internet when ship's Wi-Fi used to be really terrible? That's what this is like.
And it is Starlink internet, so I can't understand why it's so bad. And we have used it in this region before on plenty of cruises and never had an issue.
Wow, I didn't even know it was Starlink. I just assumed it was not Starlink, but hey.
So how's the app, David?
It's pretty much like the internet, really slow and unresponsive. So the good thing is you can choose between German and English, but it does tend to flip back to German on certain pages, and then you have to go through the whole thing again. But I think it's like web pages that you're viewing through the app, because it's quite slow to load. It doesn't remember anything, so you can't use it off the Wi-Fi like you can a Royal Caribbean or a Celebrity app. We have noticed though that some stuff is missing from here. It looks like there's less information on the English version, so some of the shows are not appearing on the English version as they are in the German one. So the app itself, pretty terrible, very basic, and to be honest, we're kind of just using the German version instead so far. One thing we did before we boarded the cruise, we downloaded Google Translate and actually downloaded the German language, because you can download languages to your phone, and that has been invaluable so far, especially because you can take a picture of something and it will live translate. Now, using the ship's Wi-Fi, it is very slow to do that, but it does get there eventually in the end. So we can take a picture of a menu, we can take a picture of that daily planner, and it will translate it for us.
You have to wear kind of smartish things, which is basically like any other cruise line. So you're not allowed to wear, I think, shorts and vests and things in the main dining room. So I'm just going to pick out a little shirt, maybe something a little bit more comfortable. Now, you know us, we're not massive fans of wearing like posh things and suits and stuff on cruise lines. I much prefer the more casual cruise lines. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody actually dresses tonight. Are they going to like dress quite posh and strict and dressed up, or is it going to be a lot less formal? Because that's what you usually find. Even when they do put these dress codes in place, everybody still turns up in t-shirts and jeans, basically, in a pair of sneakers. So we'll be interested to find out. So join us in a few minutes when we go for our first proper dining experience here on Mein Schiff 4. I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like. The next plan is to find out the main dining room and how this actually works. Now, I think after doing a tiny bit of research that we do just turn up. Now, I have to say, I really do like that cabinet. It's super spacious, so fantastic for a family, especially with the bunk beds, and Oscar's loving that, so that's absolutely great. We'll keep you updated about what we think about the cabin and all of that stuff. We haven't met our room attendants. I think they work in like threes or pairs, so I don't think you do have a single one like you normally do on the other cruise lines. But one thing that we have noticed is that they do 2 daily cleanings, so a full clean and the turn down service, so that hasn't disappeared on this cruise line. Right, I think we're going to deck number 4, so let's go and head to the dining room. I am getting a bit hungry actually, guys, I've got to admit. So we are in the main dining room, Atlantic, and it was very easy. We just went to the door, then we were seated straight away, which is great. Slight problem, they were trying to find the English menus for us for about 20 minutes, so we finally got them. We picked what we want for the menu. It seemed okay to pick from. It wasn't too hard at all. All of the waiter and everything spoke English. The problem is that the cruise director was doing another PA on the speaker system, and it went on for about 25 minutes, so it was really difficult to try and communicate over the top of that. It's one thing we've noticed, the constant PAs from the captain and especially the cruise director. They are like every 2 hours and go on for about 15 minutes at a time. We've done all of the muster station stuff earlier on, so all of the safety stuff is over and done with. So this was just general information about what was going on during the cruise cruising during the ship. But yeah, guys, it went on for ages. We've also got a bread basket, and in German fashion, we've got about 19 different types of bread, which is fabulous, along with 2 different types of dip. So we popped our orders in, and hopefully the food's going to be good. Yeah, it's very busy in here. We are quite early, so we're surprised how busy it was, because we came basically when the dining room opened at 6 p.m. So yeah, I'm going to tuck into the bread and look out for our food. I'm getting a bit hungry again.
So first courses came. It's quite slow in here. It's taken about 35 minutes for the course to come, and it took about 20 minutes to actually order. I went for the tuna starter, which is 2 types of tuna. It's okay. The tuna was a bit bland. I liked the little pickled vegetable bits in the middle, but the tuna itself was a little bit bland and quite small. However, this is a 5-course dinner. It doesn't look the best colour, if I'm being totally honest. Not the most appetising dish so far.
I had the antipasti, which of course comes with more bread, some garlic bread. A little bit on the small side, like David's. It was missing a lot of cheese and things. It had the tiniest little bit on there. The meats and things were nice, so it tasted okay, to be fair, guys. It was just on the small side, so maybe it's because there are so many courses. But yeah, not the best. Absolutely not the worst. It was a pretty good starter to start with. So my second courses came, which I got the tagliatelle pasta, arrabbiata, in a appetizer size. But it's massive, guys. It does look very, very dry, though. Shall I go and have a little taste? Yeah, that is absolutely god-awful. My gosh, it's like, it's sort of all stuck together because it's so dry. I think it's been sat there for ages. It's quite hard on top. It's got a crispy hard top, which I'm not sure pasta's supposed to. But yeah, that is, that's pretty vile, guys. That's not a good starter. That's very disappointing indeed.
And I went for the chicken soup, and I'm not sure if my translation got it wrong, but it's supposed to come with dumplings, and I don't see any dumplings in there. There's some sort of like foamy thing. I don't know if that's tofu or chicken. Very clear soup. It did say it was a clear soup. Let's give it a try. It's kind of like a watered down chicken stock with a slight metallic taste after it. It's not very pleasant, to be honest. Soups are usually really good on cruises, so it's quite disappointing to see that this one is not a great option. Again, it was quite slow to come. I don't know if that's just the way things are done on here, that dinners are quite long and drawn out. This was about another 20 to 30 minutes, and it does seem like the crew are quite stretched in here.
I got the salmon. It was surprisingly good, actually. One complaint, there wasn't enough salmon. It was just like the teensy spell of salmon, which I don't love. I would like to have a little bit more salmon, but pretty good overall. The sauce was lovely.
So we waited about another 40 minutes for our main courses to come, and the waiter did come over and say, I'm really sorry that it's taken a while. I went for the chicken tagine, but I think the chef thinks I need to lose a bit of weight because all my portions have been tiny. This is really small. It's like 3 of the smallest pieces of chicken. They're just like little chicken drumsticks, almost like the offcuts of the chicken that was left over at the buffet, with some couscous on the side. I'm going to try a bit. Couscous is very, very, very dry, extremely salty. Doesn't really feel like tagine to me, and the chicken's fine, but it is 3 of the tiniest little pieces. I mean, if I sneezed, the chicken would probably just fly off my plate because it is that small.
And I well and truly think I got Big Bird off of Sesame Street on my plate because I've got a big piece of turkey. It is gigantic compared to David's. The difference in size of meals from all 3 of us is crazy. David's is ridiculously small. It looks like something you'd give a toddler. Same with mine. My turkey tastes good, but it's so salty. I've noticed that with all of my courses so far. Very, very salty and very, very over-seasoned to what I'm used to, and I like my things quite salty, guys. But yeah, it tastes quite good, though. I've really got no complaints about mine. It is very, very big, though. A lot of turkey. I've gave a bit to David as well, because I felt a bit sorry for him. But yeah, not a bad main course, really. Just took ages to come.
My main course just arrived. I've tried the duck. It's very, very chewy. I had to ask Ben to help me cut it, and he could barely do it as well. It's really tough. So I don't really like it, if I'm being honest.
So desserts, guys, weren't very good at all. We got a white chocolate tart thing and a ricotta tart. The white chocolate one was very gelatinous. I really liked the taste of it, though. The taste was really good, but it was like jelly, which was a little bit weird. David got the ricotta tart, which looked similar to ours, but it had a really weird texture. It was almost like sand. Very strange indeed, but that whole thing took nearly 3 hours, so it's been a very long ordeal, especially for Oscar. 3 hours is a little bit too long. I think a few people around us as well. We're walking out. We didn't. We did stay out. So quite a disappointing first dinner, really. But we're going to see what it's like for the rest of the cruise. We can't judge it all on one meal, so we'll see throughout this cruise. Now, we're going to go grab a drink or something and see what entertainment's on board. Now, the weirdest thing that I've observed so far, we're just walking through all of the bars and stuff, is that there's not like there's no live band or anything, because there isn't. I think there are a few around the ship at points, but there's no music. So we're just walking through a few of the biggest and busiest bars, and there's absolutely no music. It's just completely silent. They do have a video wall in one of the bars, the Tui bar, but it's not making any noise. But there's just complete silence with everybody talking. It's really odd, guys. I haven't been in many bars where there isn't any music going on in the background. It doesn't matter if it's not live or not. But yeah, very strange indeed. It's like eerily quiet. There's no ambience. It's getting odder and odder as the day goes on.
So I popped my head into the nightclub that I came into earlier on to see if there was anything going on, but again, it's completely empty and dead. There's absolutely nothing going on. The bar isn't even open, and it's still quite late. I think it's 9:30 now, which I think is quite late, where you'd expect there to be a few things going on, but no, nothing. All of the bars, like Ben mentioned, are just quiet. It's almost like you're in a waiting lounge at an airport. That's what it feels like, and everyone's just sort of waiting around to be called to their plane departure. Really strange. It's just a different atmosphere that we've experienced on other cruise lines.
We're still wandering around, guys, trying to figure out what to do. We're in the music bar now. Sans music. There is no music at all, like I said, down here either. It's just people talking. It is strange. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with ourselves. I'm usually used to lots of entertainment. Obviously, it's going to be in German on the ship. We completely understand that. But I'll go see some German performers. I'll see some German music. There is a show later on. Only one show every night, looking at the schedule, which is strange as well. So there's usually 2 on a regular cruise, but only 1 on this one. Entertainment, like we said earlier on, is very thin anyway, even for the German speakers. There isn't actually that much going on at all. It's a strange one. It really is quite odd. But like we said, a musical show at 9:30, so in about 5 minutes. We're going to walk towards the front of the ship now and then go see what that's all about. I have no problems at all that it's in a different language. I'm actually quite looking forward to it because it's going to be a little bit different. Something slightly refreshing and something new. So on the upper decks, deck 14, there's actually an arena, a sports arena. So we came upstairs just to burn off some energy with Oscar just before the show, because it starts a little bit later than we thought it did. But it's really cool. There's lots of sports on offer down here, including a big pair of sunglasses, which is pretty awesome. We saw them on the ship model earlier on, and I was wondering what they were, but they are here, a massive pair of sunglasses just behind me, so that's pretty cool. But it is so cold and windy. Who would have thought that the weather was bad here in the Middle East? It's usually a lot warmer than this, but Dubai and the Middle East had its first rain for 3.5 months today, which is crazy. So it is super chilly and very windy, so we'll go back in soon. But Oscar's having lots of fun, so that's the main thing. And this whole thing is about being with family at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if the cruise isn't the best or not. It's all about family, and that's what means the most to us. It really does. We're so lucky to get to cruise with Oscar, and we're having a really good time with him anyway. So it's so nice to come into a lovely clean room that's been turned down. We've got chocolates and some sweeties, which Oscar's going to eat up. Now, the show was pretty good, guys. Obviously, it was all in German. It was a musical show. It had lots of Aladdin, Frozen, Tarzan. It was like a Disney show, which was crazy. It literally had half of Aladdin and Frozen in there. I think we saw more Disney songs on there than we did on the Disney cruise ship. It was obviously all in a different language, which was quite cool, actually. I've got to admit, I quite enjoyed seeing it in that different language, which is awesome. But yeah, a strange experience nonetheless. Now, we're going to go to bed now. Oscar's all tired. And yeah, we'll see you in the morning for when we go for some breakfast and then go explore Abu Dhabi. Let's go, Oscar.
Yeah, let's go.
It's a few days later, actually, so it's one of our last days because we've been filming for the last few days for our patrons, as we said in our other ports. Now, quick update on the cabin. The cabin is really nice. It's super spacious, super quiet and cool in here as well, which is really lovely. The mattress is a bit rubbish, so it's very, very thin. I don't think I've ever seen such a thin mattress. It feels like one of those kids' mattresses that you used to have when you were a kid. Yeah, so that's the only issue, really. We've had some really cool towel animals, but in the form of our duvet, so our blankets.
Yeah, so it's like one day it was like a dog, one
a bear,
day,
a person.
One day it was a bear, one day it was a person, and then like one day it was like a big slug.
It was very funny, but yeah, not towels, but our comforters, so our duvets. Anyway, Oscar, should we go and get some food for breakfast? I'm hungry. Then we've got a fabulous day here in Abu Dhabi. We're going to take you off the ship, and then we're going to sum up some other things, and we need to tell you about something that happened in the main dining room, which wasn't very good at all, but we'll fill you in a little bit. bit, won't we?
It was not good, if I'm being honest.
It was awful. Right, let's go, Oscar. To the buffet we go for breakfast.
To the buffet we go!
Oh my gosh, guys. So we did go for breakfast. A really good selection of breakfast foods in there. A lot more normal than what you usually find on compared to dinner and lunch on this ship. So it was just all of your regular stuff like bacon, sausage, eggs. A few unusual looking things as well. Lots of pancakes and French toast and waffles. That's what Oscar got, sorry. But we're having to run because basically they've just done an announcement. We didn't see this anywhere, and this is probably the language problem. We have to get off before 10 a.m. to have our passport stamped by Abu Dhabi Control, so customs. Now, we didn't see this anywhere in the paperwork, or we didn't pick up on it because it's all in German. But he's just basically said, if you haven't done it yet, you need to run now and do it. So we've just had to leave our breakfast, and we're going to run and get it done now. So let's go do it, guys. Let's go get our passport stamped, and we'll try and get something to eat maybe on land, because we don't have to. We're not going to go all the way off and then get all the way back on again. So let's go do this. Oh my gosh, jeez. We'll make it though. We've got about 10 minutes. So we're just going to run to our cabin, grab the stuff we need, and then go. Oh my gosh, crazy, guys. I wish I'd said something earlier on, but at the end of the day, it's our fault. We booked a German-speaking cruise. What can we say? It's completely our fault.
Panic stations, guys. We were all just about to take the first bite of our food and the announcement came through in English. So we're panicking. We have to get off the ship because we don't know what will happen if we don't do this. We're assuming that we're not allowed off today, and we have a whole day planned.
Oh, so this is a moment well lost in translation. This is why it's the strangest cruise we've been on, guys. It's very strange. We're usually so prepared with stuff like this, but massive fail on our behalf. Let's do this. It's all exciting though, isn't it? Keeps things a little bit fresh and get a few steps in, and it avoided me from eating all of those sausages, which looked very good indeed. I did have a tiny little bite of one, and it was very good. A nice sausage, German sausage. So welcome to the capital of the UAE, Abu Dhabi. So we decided to get the big bus Abu Dhabi today. We thought it would be the best way to have a look around. Now, it was a bit expensive, $75 each, but that does include a tour of the big mosque here as well, which is awesome. We took a little tour through the city area. It's lots of big buildings and things. And then we went for some breakfast because we had a 1 hour 30 wait for the next bus. So because we skipped breakfast this morning, we went for a nice brunch inside the Abu Dhabi Mall, and it was really good. Oscar said it was the best breakfast he's ever had. We had crepes, French toast, and David had like an eggs shakshuka breakfast with lots of coffee as well, which was great. And we're now here again waiting to get on the bus. Really excited to go have a look around the mosque. It includes a full 2.5 hour tour. Now, we don't have the longest time here in Abu Dhabi, so we definitely thought this would be the best way to get in all of the sites. So let's go. I'm excited to see what it's all about.
Yep, so we're on our bus to the next stop, which is going to be the Grand Mosque. Now, personally, I wouldn't recommend doing this hop-on, hop-off bus. It did look good on paper. We thought we'd get to see a lot, but the reality is it takes a long time for the buses to turn up, and they don't line up with each other, so it's really difficult to do both the red and green line in a day. We don't think we're going to have time to do the red line because this green line doesn't line up with it, meaning that we're going to miss the connection after we've done our mosque tour. So if we did it again, I'd just grab a taxi and I'll make our own way to the mosque, or do our own thing rather than this hop-on, hop-off bus. Now, you do need to make a reservation for the mosque. It is free. You need to do that on the website. We weren't aware of that. We've only just found out, but thankfully, because we have a phone signal here, we could just do it on the website. So just head to the website and just make a reservation before you arrive. So next up, we visited the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, and this is an incredibly impressive building just as you're driving up to it. It is absolutely huge. Now, one thing that I didn't expect was that it was almost like a mall when you first entered, but then once you got into the actual mosque itself, everything went still and very quiet. The scale of it is just incredible, and it's the details that really do get you. The sheer amount of marble that is put into this thing, and the patterns and reflections that you see all around. Everything feels so carefully designed. We took our time walking through the outside areas and reading the signs about its history before we made our way inside to the Grand Hall. This is one of the most spectacular and huge buildings I've ever seen in my life. The chandelier itself was incredibly impressive and ginormous, and it even has one of the world's largest carpets, which is just incredible to think about, and seeing the actual scale in real life is hard to get across on photos. But time did get away from us, and it was soon time to head back to the ship because we did not want to be late. So that's it, our tour is over, and it's time to head back on the ship for our final night on board and then sail back to where it all started, Dubai.
So we're back on the ship now. We've done the laborious task of packing, which is always quite sad. This cruise has went very quickly. The 7 days spending time with Oscar, our family, has been really wonderful. That's been the best part of this. We're heading to a specialty restaurant and we're very much looking forward to it. So let's go and we'll tell you about all of the other places we ate in the meantime, plus that disaster, which I alluded to earlier on. Let's go. Also, I mentioned that drinks are not included in the specialty restaurants, which is really silly because I'm about to walk about 20 feet from the restaurant behind where we're going to be going to get a free one to take in. It is so ridiculous, guys, even the soda and things. And like I said, it's got a beer and wine tap here as well, so we don't even have to go get that and pay for it. So we're going to get a free one right here.
So we snuck our drinks in, but we are a little bit naughty because there is signs everywhere, both down here and up in the buffet, saying please do not remove your drinks from these restaurants, including food as well in the buffet. It says please don't remove any food, but we sneakily keep doing it and breaking the rules. Oopsie. So we're just going to have a look at the menu. We're going to have to translate on our phones because they don't have an English option. You can look at it on the app like I previously mentioned, but it's quite difficult on the app to figure out what's what. It's much easier to read it on here with that Google Translate that we downloaded.
Yeah, the only other cruise line I've seen that on before was Costa, where you're not allowed to take food out of the venues like the buffet and drinks and things. And again, I think that's a nickel and diming thing, so it's stopping you from taking it back to your room or other places like we're doing very sneakily. But guys, I'm not paying for drinks when I can get a free drink from eyesight. I can see the place where we just got it from outside of the door now. To do this meal package, we were given cards, so we were each given a card to hand in when we come for the meal. So it's a little bit like what they do on Norwegian Cruise Line. So you hand that in, and in exchange they'll explain exactly what you're allowed to order from the menu. Usually it's like a 4-course meal.
Ordering food. Actually, throughout the cruise, it's been very easy. Most of the time, the crew actually do speak English. The hardest thing is they've obviously got to put it through on their iPad in German, so it's like we're translating it like sometimes 3 times. But tonight was the hardest one. Even though it's a set menu, we found it the most difficult because they didn't have an English menu, an actual paper menu for this one. So we've got some nibbly bits to start. We've got spicy nuts, edamame beans, and some kimchi.
Oh, bless him. Oscar loved those curry nuts so much. The lady asked if he wanted some more, and she brought back another 2 portions for him, bless him, because he's not having the starter, which is a hot, spicy soup. You don't like spicy soup?
No, I don't like spicy.
How's the nuts, though, Oscar?
I like giving them a good shake.
Oscar. Can't take them anywhere. Anyway, let's have a little try, shall we? Cheese and crackers. Slap me with the chili and call me spicy, because that is hot, guys. My gosh, that has a lot of kick to it. Holy moly, it's very good, though. It's very sweet, very salty, and very umami. Love it. It's delicious. It's got little mushrooms in there and everything. It is very good. It's a lot thicker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, the soup is really good, really rich flavour to it. And like Ben mentioned, it was quite a thick texture as well. So almost like a sweet and sour taste to it. I enjoyed it a lot. Now, for my next course, I went for the sushi selection. And you get a little bit of everything. You get some tuna, some chicken teriyaki, a California roll, and some shrimp as well. Of course, you get some lovely soy sauce on the side to dip it all in. And I'm going to do it in one, guys. Look at me, chopsticks and all. Really, really delicious. Tastes nice and fresh. And I love the fact you get a nice little selection as well. Really good.
And there's always one, isn't there, guys? Me, the non-fish eater. But the guys who were serving us have been really nice about it. I have to say the crew have been very, very lovely this entire cruise. It's more the passengers, really, who have been a little bit different to how we imagined. Because we have friends who are German. I don't know if we just had a bad bunch of people on our cruise. Not that all of them are bad. Some of them have been lovely. But a lot of people have been very cold towards us. And like I said, as soon as we open our mouths, looking at us like with pure disgust. I'm sure they're not thinking that, but it does feel like that. We've had cruises before from Fort Lauderdale, for example, that have been the same, really, where the people just haven't really gelled with us. And it feels the same on this one. It's a bit of a shame. And like I said earlier on, Oscar's tried to sort of speak to a few people and they kind of ignore him and actively don't want to sort of engage with us or speak to us, which is a little bit of a shame. You do feel a bit of a loner on this cruise. Anyway, I'll stop talking. Like I said, I don't eat fish, so I've gone and got the chicken teriyaki sushi, and it looks really good. Let's have a try. That is lovely. It's like sweet and salty. Lovely chicken teriyaki flavour in there as well. Very good indeed. I love that I get to try the sushi because I do really like it. I just don't like it with fish in it. I want a bit of wasabi. We'll start smoking from my ears in a minute.
So guys, David acted like he was the only person that can use chopsticks. Excuse me, I can use them fine if I'm being honest. Sushi's really good, by the way.
Course number, whatever we're on now, is the crispy prawn salad. It's a battered tempuraed prawn with a spicy mayonnaise on a bed of salad with some pickled vegetables and ginger. That is very delicious indeed. The prawn is nice and crunchy. The mayonnaise is absolutely delicious. I love like a spicy mayonnaise, guys. But the best bit is the salad underneath. Very tangy, very delicious, pickled, and lots of ginger in there. So it's got a little bit of fire to it as well, a little bit of kick. Very yummy indeed.
Oh, next up we've got the beef filet carpaccio style. Now it has been cooked because it's flame seared, which looks really delicious, guys. It looks very nice. It's very well presented. Let's go and try a little bit of everything on there. It's very sour. It's very sour with a little bit of sweetness in there, so quite tart, but very, very light and quite delicious, actually. I really do like that. I didn't think I'd like it when I first saw it because it looked a lot like normal carpaccio, but it is cooked and it's kind of dried aged as well. So it is very, very good indeed. Nice and delicious, actually.
Guys, I got the same as Ben, the beef carpaccio. I've tried a little bit of it already. It's really nice. It's like, it's kind of sweet and sour. So yeah, I really like it.
For my main course, I got the salmon curry. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Huge chunks of salmon in there. Some asparagus, vegetables, topped with some nuts. Let me give it a try. Not too sure what the flavour's going to be. It looks like a tomato base, but we're all in this together, aren't we? It's kind of like again, it's sort of like the starter. It tastes a little bit like sweet and sour, but it has a nutty aftertaste. So it is almost like Thai red curry. Really lovely. The fish is beautifully cooked as well, sort of like poached in there. So it's got a nice flaky texture. And the sauce is actually very delicious. It is really yummy.
Well, I went for the beef fillet. I'm glad to see David tonight has a more fuller, rounder dish than the dish that he had on the first night with those little chickens, Huey, Dewey and Louie. They weren't flying anywhere, guys. Their wings must have been very small, but tonight at least he's got a big old portion. It looks like you could do with some carbs though. I have to say the same with mine as well. I would expect yours with rice maybe, and mine with maybe some potatoes. It looks delicious. It smells very good indeed. Like I said, beef fillet in a kind of sauce with some crispy panko bits on top. Really, really tasty, but I do feel like it could use some carbs. I've had no carbs, I think, this entire meal, apart from the sushi a while back. But yeah, definitely could do with some rice or maybe some potatoes, but very good indeed. I think Oscar wins on this course, to be honest.
So guys, for my main course, I got the duck. Then it comes with some pancakes, which you can see I wrapped in the pancake. Then so you get the duck, you get some plum sauce, which comes with it. Then you get, which my favourite part is, crispy duck skin. Like, can you hear this? Let's have a go, guys. So yeah, guys, very delicious. It's got loads of flavour. I love the plum sauce. The plum sauce is amazing. And of course, the best bit for me is the crispy duck skin. It's so good.
Oh, I'm stuffed, guys. That was pretty good. Overall, it was quite nice. The desserts were a little bit strange. It was like a banana with Rice Krispies on the outside and some very strange kind of sorbet, which kind of didn't go together. And Oscar got the rice pudding, which he said was very good. Now, the other two specialty restaurants we've done are the Italian, which was very nice. We had some lovely pizza and some great pasta as well. And the Surf and Turf restaurant, it was okay. It wasn't the best one that we had. We had some nice dishes and some mid dishes as well. We have noticed that the service has been incredibly slow across the ship. I'm not sure why. It does feel like there's not enough crew on board. We've just taken Oscar up to the deck outside just to burn off some energy before bed because he really loves playing a little bit of football before bed. But yeah, overall the service has been incredibly slow. Now, the main dining room has been a bit of a disaster, not only for the food, which we don't think has been very good, but the service has been crazy. Every single night, people have been walking out and complaining. We actually walked out after a 3-hour ordeal 2 nights ago. Basically, we got our starters after an hour. We didn't even have our orders taken till after 45 minutes. And I think after almost 3 hours, we gave up. We hadn't even had our main course yet, and Oscar was so hungry. We had to leave and go to the buffet for some food, which was just so crazy busy. What's really strange about this cruise is that it doesn't feel like people get off. It feels like people just stay on the ship all day long. The sunbeds are taken by 7 a.m. in the morning, and people just kind of stay there, which is very strange to us. It's everywhere feels very busy. For a ship with only 2,400 people, it's felt absolutely rammed everywhere all of the time. And like I said, we bumped into some of the most miserable people we've ever seen on a cruise before. Everybody just has a really, it just has an attitude. I don't know what it is. It's just obviously the people on our cruise, because not everybody's been like this. Lots of people have been nice with Oscar, but so many people have been fairly rude. And every time he sort of talks, looks over and gives us evils. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame really. It's really put us off having to go on this cruise line again, to be honest. So it has been a bit of a disaster that way. But you know what? The only thing that matters is that I've spent time with our family, me, David and Oscar, and it's been wonderful. It really has. It's genuinely been such a special time. Oscar's had a great time as well, and he's loved being on camera and stuff. So overall, it's been a very nice experience. We just wouldn't do it again. There's not a chance in hell that I'm coming back on this cruise line because it's just not for us. It's designed for somebody different to us, and that's fine. There's so much choice in the world. There's so much selection for us to pick from. It's a big old cruise world. This one just isn't for us, to be honest. But hey, we've enjoyed it. It's been an experience, and we've got to experience something new with you guys, which has been great.
So, my summary of the cruise. Now, this was one of the most anticipated ships that we were going on because it was new to us, and we'd heard from a lot of people that this is the German equivalent to Celebrity with great food. And unfortunately, it didn't hit that mark for us. It was nowhere near the level that we were expecting. It by far wasn't the most disastrous cruise we've ever been on, but overall, we were disappointed. Now, we paid €3,000 for this cruise. That was for all three of us, and that equates to about $3,500 US. So that's about $500 a night. And when you do think about it, that's not that expensive when it includes a lot of your drinks. All the drinks, like we said, the menus were great. A lot of the drinks were premium drinks, including espresso coffees and things like that, all your food. So when you think about it, that also included all your tips as well. So it wasn't the most expensive cruise. But like I mentioned, it wasn't the worst cruise that we've ever been on. Now, if you want to know which cruise that was, watch our video right now of our cruise on the Margaritaville ship, because that was the worst cruise that we've ever been on.
That's it till next time.
Happy cruising!